Well, countries around the world have been closely watching the government's actions against Facebook and the social media giant's response. Here's Jeff Jarvis, who is Professor of Journalism Innovation at the City University of New York. Hi, Jeff. Thanks for being with us. How's this news going down there in the US?
With some disbelief. I think what happened here is that Facebook called the bluff of Murdoch and his politicians. The government said, pay up or else. And Facebook said, we'll take the or else. And the government's saying, well, you can't threaten us. This is a non-market interference in what is going on here. If there were any sense in this, the platforms would be owed money by the publishers, for the platforms are sending the publishers traffic. This has never made any sense at all. It is blackmail on behalf of media companies who are cashing in their political capital to try to get money out of Google and Facebook, and they're using politicians in the process. It breaks the web, as Sir Tim Berners-Lee, its inventor, has said. It's a terrible day, I think, for the internet and for news all around.
Has the US, Jeff, been looking at taking similar action as has been taken by the Australian government, making Facebook pay for news content?
We have a First Amendment in this country, so the government does not involve itself in speech, I'm glad to say. And let's be clear here. This is not about paying for news content. All that Facebook and Google do is show a headline so they can link to the publishers and send those publishers audience, people, users, us, potential subscribers. This is a way to try to hold up these companies so that the media companies can try to get a little more money out of them. It is blackmail, it is bribery, it is ridiculous.
Could this backfire badly for Facebook, though, Jeff? Other non-news websites have been caught up in the ban, as Noor Haydar, our political reporter, was telling us. They've just disappeared. It's also going to anger users, isn't it? And some commentators are saying that it's actually anti-democratic.
Well, I would say to Rupert Murdoch and the oligopoly of media in Australia, be careful what you lobby for. This is what you went for. It is the media companies and the government that ganged up together here, and this is the result. So I wonder whether voters are going to be mad at their politicians for having played once again into the hands of the powerful media autocracy that exists in your country, I'm sorry to say. And I say that as an American, by the way, where I saw Rupert Murdoch ruin families and my nation in recent times leading to January 6th. So I'm very upset that I think we in journalism should be questioning the role of Murdoch in journalism as a whole. And instead, we see companies like The Guardian, which I love dearly, have played along with Murdoch cynically to try to get this money out of them. This is not a way to rescue news. This is them ganging up. And I think that the companies have a perfect right to say, well, we choose not to make that business deal.
How do you see this playing out then, Jeff? Do you think that a deal will be done?
I don't know. I was a bit surprised. I mean, Facebook had warned, Google had warned as well. And let's be honest, news is not valuable to either company. News in Google News has no ads on it. In Facebook News, as your correspondent said, is less than 4% of the traffic. In some ways, Facebook may be better off. It can return to its roots of puppies and parties and getting dates. News causes problems. It brings controversy. So maybe Facebook is using this as an experiment worldwide to get rid of news. That would be a shame. That would be tragic, I think, because I saw one Australian news site say today that it gets 1/3 of its traffic from Facebook. This is going to affect not only the big guys. It won't affect Rupert Murdoch because he has the brands and Nine has the brands. But upstarts, startups, new companies that try to compete with that oligopoly, they are in a mess. And I think anybody that tries to open up the media oligopoly of Australia really gets hurt by this. And that's where the harm is, I think.
Jeff Jarvis, thank you.
Thank you.